during passing time, we are just monitoring the hallways and making sure that people are safely getting from one place to the other, just talking to kids, connecting with kids, checking in on students.
And Chrissy, how would you describe how you show up in the building for kids?
My goal is to connect with students. Students make the day. Like, they just bring so much fun and life to our building. So connecting with the kids and checking on them and making sure they're doing good, and just connecting them to each other, and that's where our community is built, is within our schools, is that young age.
And even though you just testified you never had an active shooter situation, you did have a drill? Well, there were drills, I assume. I don't know though.
Yes.
Okay. What are you trained to do when the school goes on lockdown?
I'm trained to lock down.
And can you tell the jury what that means?
That means to take cover, to barricade the classroom door, to ensure the safety of the students and those around me.
Okay. You just testified that you think you probably met James Crumbley. Do you have a specific memory of meeting him?
I don't. I remember getting an email when Ethan was leaving elementary school, asking about a report card. Yeah.
And what did you respond, if you remember?
I responded how to get the report card and to give Ethan a hug for me.
Okay, but he wasn't in your school at that time?
He was leaving, going to middle school.
Okay. And do you know, was he in the district the entire time?
No.
Like, what were the years that James Crumbley's son was in Oxford School District, if you know?
4th grade through high school.
Okay.
Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni. You're just watching the live stream on the continuing trial for James Crumbley, the father of the Oxford High School shooter, Ethan Crumbley. Again, that shooting at Oxford High School happened November of 2021. But switching gears here to talk about what we're talking about today here on News 10. We'll get back to that in our later newscast. We have Rochelle LeGrand joining us on this Friday, an International Women's Day. So happy day to you.
Happy day to you as well, my darling. So great to see you and all the work that you're doing here to really make sure that CTV and 4 o'clock and everything else goes on here in the newsroom going. We got to support our local, lovely women and friends. Yeah.
Beautiful. You are so entertaining. You are fun. You're just a joy to be around. So
are you.
I love
Thank you. But today, Studio 10 is going to keep that momentum going. We're going to be celebrating women every day, but of course today. And one of the people we're doing, we're uplifting some of our local, I should say, young entrepreneurs, business owners, because this one girl from Okemos High School is doing something so amazing. She's collecting different prom dresses, used and gently worn dresses for other girls who may not have the funds to purchase one.
they're expensive.
For
one night.
One night. It's almost kind of like a preview to what your wedding will be like for some. Yeah, and prom is such like an important memory that we all have, and so it's amazing to see all the work that she's doing, and collecting dresses and collecting shoes and accessories so that every girl can feel special during that one night that they get a chance to have.
Yeah, feeling beautiful in their own skin and what they're wearing and building that confidence. That's awesome.
So we're going to talk to her today and also let you guys know as well how you can join her and help her out, because prom season isn't here just yet.
But it'll come up soon.
Very, very soon. Something else that we're doing is that Alicia Marie, she's been on our show a couple of times. She's actually featured in our You're Not Alone series as well, but she's joining us today because she just released a new song less than 24 hours ago. It's called Gonna Take a Woman.
Can I download it right now?
Yes, you can on Spotify, actually.
Okay, we're going to do this right now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on Spotify. What do I look up?
Gonna, G-O-N-N-A.
G-O-N-N-A.
Take
a woman.
Right in front of
Load.
the where the
There it is. So she'll be performing that song today.
I don't think I can share some of it. You have to tune in at 3 o'clock. Download it on Spotify. There you go.
But look, you just download it, so there you go.
So easy.
It's right there. And then, of course, we're also getting a visit from someone at the Michigan History Center as well, who's going to be talking about a lot
some kids rush.
remarkable Michigan women who have shattered glass ceilings and all the room that we have left for those to come.
Yeah, awesome.
It's going to be a great day.
Woo! All right.
In case you miss any of it, That's
kids are
fine.
actually going to
You can head to
find
all of our
out
social
about
media at
that.
WI Like Studio 10. We're actually going to be talking about the Home and Garden Show as well because
yeah.
we have a giveaway, which has already been posted. Feel free to go ahead up there and enter for that.
All right, exciting stuff. Thank you,
I'll
Rochelle.
see you soon.
And all the fun with Rochelle and Claudia and Nicole and everyone with Studio 10, of course, comes up at 3 o'clock today. So you just have to tune in. And if you cannot tune in, but hey, you know, it's super rainy outside, so this gives you a great chance to stay indoors and see all the fun coming up. If you want to talk International Women's Day, if you want to talk about the Home and Garden Show and win any of those prizes with Studio 10, look at their social media pages, see how you can win those, and rewatch anything. At WILX Studio 10 is their different social media handles, and then Studio 10 at WILX.com is where you want to go. If you're a business and want to sponsor with Studio 10 or have any advertisements, anything like that, or if you're just curious and have a few questions or thoughts you want to throw their way, kind comments, might I add, then feel free at Studio10 at WILX.com. We have Colton next to us. Colton, it is rainy, and I was telling you how sleepy the rain is making me.
Oh gosh, I know it's tough to get through a day like today, but you just got to push on through, especially only a few more hours of work, then you can go home and relax, right?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So we'll talk about the rain in just a second, but what I want to start off by talking about is, I'll put them on, but I can't see anything.
Oh, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
Pretty
Cool
cool
Colton.
right here. Well, why are these important? Because these are eclipse glasses. So you need these to safely look at the eclipse that is happening 1 month from today.
It's so dark.
No, you can't see anything
wow.
by those. So you need these to safely do it because obviously you can never, ever, 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 ever stare directly at the sun because that's going to damage your eyes. So you need a pair of these glasses. And I posted on Facebook a couple weeks ago when I got these. I saw these at Meijer. There was a display at the
entrance on the home side.
Yes, so if you want eclipse glasses now, I would certainly recommend buying them because as we get closer to April 8th when the actual eclipse happens, I would assume that these are going to be pretty hard to find. So if you see them anywhere, please buy them because you're going to need them, or order them online now because they are going to be a very hot item here.
Crucial to your eyesight,
Yes,
too.
and these were $2.
Yeah, $2. And something else, I know we're talking about the Mega Millions jackpot being if it's won tonight, the 6th largest in Mega Millions history. For a ticket, that's $2. Okay, let's protect your eyesight for just $2, and you get to see the spectacular solar eclipse in the sky, April 8th.
April 8th. So we'll kind of talk about it here in more detail if we want to switch over to our graphics as the eclipse is going to be happening. So obviously a total solar eclipse is when the moon goes in front of the sun and it blocks out the sun during the day, and that's what we're going to be seeing. And so there's a path of where this happens. So obviously it depends on where the moon is in the sky and all of that. So I want to show you where the path of this is going to be. Now here locally, we are not in the path of totality. So what that means is that we will not be seeing the sun go completely away. However, we are going to be close enough to the path of totality that about 95% of the sun is going to be blocked by the moon, which is really cool. So it's not going to go dark or anything like that, but you are definitely going to notice some changes. And if you have any of these eclipse glasses, you can look up at the sun and see it being blocked by the moon. So it is going to be an awesome thing that's going to happen. Hopefully the weather is clear. April 8th, tough time of year to get a lot of sunshine, but hopefully we can see a clear sky with that as well. Now you see the path of the total eclipse just down to our south. That is where if you are inside that path, when the eclipse is happening, it will go dark. So we are expecting the eclipse to happen around 3 p.m. here. So when the eclipse is happening in that path of totality, that is where it's going to go completely dark during the day. That is going to be absolutely stunning. If you remember several years ago when we had a total eclipse, it raced across the country. Some of the craziest things of when it just goes dark like that in the middle of the day, only for a couple of minutes with the solar eclipse. So I want to show you the path of this. So it's going to be moving from the Texas-Mexico border and then through that stripe that I just showed you through the part of the country. So it's going to begin in Texas Now that's 1:27 Central Time, so that's 2:27 Eastern Time. And I just want to show you anywhere in this path is where there is going to be totality, and that means that is where it's going to go dark when the eclipse happens. So this is kind of a long graphic. It's going to play all the way from Texas, going to go through places like Dallas, Little Rock, Arkansas, going to see this as well, Paducah, Kentucky, Evansville, Indiana, and now we're getting close to us. That's why I want to pause here. So if you want to travel, which I would certainly recommend doing, I am doing that for sure.
Yes.
I am not missing this.
And you know, Ohio's pretty close, Colton.
Ohio's,
so
and I'll talk about that in just a second too. Places you can travel to go see the path of totality, not that far away from us. So you can see that right there on the Indiana-Illinois border. Evansville is in the far southern part of Indiana, but you can also go to a place like Indianapolis. That's where this is going to be in the path of totality. Muncie, Indiana also. So this is at 3:07 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is when the eclipse is going to be happening. So just after 3 o'clock here locally. The path then takes it all the way up into Ohio. So you can see that places like Toledo, Dayton, Ohio, also in the path of totality. So you really don't have to drive that far. We're talking less than a couple of hours to get to the path of totality. Toledo is going to be in that path, as well as other parts of northern Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio is also in the path of totality. Cleveland is going to have one of the best shows, assuming that it is clear, because the further away from the edge you are, the longer the eclipse is going to happen. So it's going to be for a couple of minutes in some of these areas, even into Ontario. Maybe you have some friends that are in Canada. If you far southern Ontario will also see this. And again, over Cleveland at 3:15. And then we'll kind of play this on through Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, also getting into Burlington, Vermont, and through a good chunk of Maine, also going to be in this path of totality. And it's going to end in the U.S. right around 4:35 p.m. So it's really cool. A lot to talk about when it comes to the eclipse, and we're going to be talking about more and more about it in the coming weeks, because this is just as cool as it gets. This is one of the coolest things that we are going to see. We are not going to have an opportunity to see an eclipse in this part of the country in a very long time.
2044.
Right. So it is going to be quite some time. And even that eclipse, I believe, is just in the northwestern part of the country. So it's going to be even after that before we see it back on our neck of the woods. I think it's like 2070 or something like that. So it's going to be really cool to see.
Hopefully I'm here for that.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? So I just wanted to show you a quick timeline when it comes to here locally about what we can expect. So like I mentioned, that the sun is going to be at most about 95% covered. So that means that you need to have some of those eclipse glasses. There are also really cool ways. And I remember back when we had that last total solar eclipse in our area, you can create shadows to get a look at it, and there's things that you can build and all these cool things to have different ways of seeing the eclipse. So that's also a really cool thing to see. But the times here, so the eclipse is going to begin, and that's when some of the sun is going to be blocked by the moon. 1:55 is when that's going to begin, and then it progressively gets more and more. And in our region, so this is talking about mid-Michigan, 3:11 p.m. is kind of when the peak of it is going to happen, and then obviously it kind of starts to end, and it officially ends completely at 4:24. So it's going to be an awesome thing to experience, and just hopefully the weather is cooperating that day. Hopefully it's not cloudy, that we can't see it, because that would be a huge bummer. And we all know that early April, this time of that time of year, it is tough to get a lot of sunshine. But it's been a weird winter already, so maybe that'll help in our favor. But we just want to talk about that because we're 1 month away. If you're not excited about it, you need to get excited about it, because it is about as cool of a thing that we are going to experience. So if you're going to stay locally, you can still see some pretty cool stuff. It's not going to go completely dark, but you'll notice it. But if you do travel, which I'm traveling to,
you got to see it. You can't miss it.
It's so close, you might as well. So Monday, April 8th.
Do a day trip. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, you might have to take the Monday off, but that's okay.
Hey, we'll take the day off.
Yeah, get your PTO requests in now. But yeah, it's just a really cool thing. And so I just wanted to start off by talking about it because it's 1 month away. 1 month to get your glasses. If you see them at the store, buy them.
Those really, let me see those go. We have these bright lights right in front of us, and I can't even see the light. Like there's no bright, it's just black.
Yeah, you can't see anything. But that is obviously the filter that you need to be able to look at the sun. You also want to make sure that if you do buy these eclipse glasses that they are certified. You're not just buying some random ones. So there is a lot of fine print on the inside of these glasses. So just make sure that you are getting the ones that we need. But it's awesome. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for it. And
You've been talking about it for months now. You've really been excited.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We obviously know when these are going to happen, but it's just like, it's been years, and it's been leading up to April 8th, 2024, and it's going to be so cool.
I know a lot of us for the last one, you're just staring up at the sky like, oh,
yeah.
wow.
And I'm looking forward to being in the path of totality, because having it go dark like that, I don't know.
That would give me chills. I'd be like, whoa.
I remember watching the last one live on TV, and it was, people start crying. It's because it's such an emotional thing when that happens. So hopefully the weather pans out. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That the weather is going to cooperate for us.
But
and you only have to drive a couple of hours to see it.
That is true. But the weather today, not cooperating so much.
Yeah, gosh. Luckily, it's not happening today.
Yes.
Because the weather has been gloomy. We can show you radar, because all of this rain, look at that solid shield of just rain.
It's like an army moving into the Midwest.
Yeah, and so we have a ways to go before this rain is done. Several more hours. So if you have any Friday night plans, you're going to need the rain gear. This is a look outside from our 127 Skycam, and you can see the rain coming down, gloomy weather. Temperatures are in the 40s for the most part. So
that looks nasty outside.
yeah, not the best looking afternoon at all. In fact, you can see that everyone is reporting some rain except for Mason, but I suspect that they are. Temperatures are in the middle 40s all across the area. Probably not going to move much more than this today, so we're going to be stuck in the 40s.
Oh, you know what? Here's a live look at Mason, and they are, in fact, raining like you suspected.
Yeah, sometimes those weather stations, you never know, right?
You never know. You never know.
So let's time this out for you with the hour-by-hour forecast. I don't think the weather changes much this evening, so what you see out there right now is what you're going to see all the way until you probably go to bed tonight, as the rain is going to continue.
Consistency.
Consistency, yes. But temperatures in the 40s, maybe some lower 50s. Then by midnight, I would suspect that a lot of this is done. But what we're going to be tracking on the backside of this system is that our winds are going to change direction and come in from the northwest. That brings in colder air. So any leftover moisture tomorrow morning, which I don't suspect there will be a lot of, but there could be some. It could fall in the form of some snow. Just a few snow showers, nothing major is expected with this, but don't be surprised that by the time you wake up tomorrow morning that you are seeing a few snowflakes. And that's not our only opportunity of seeing snow this weekend, because what's going to happen is that late Saturday and into the day on Sunday, some lake effect snow is going to develop. And this means that we could see a few more snow showers Saturday night and into the early parts of our Sunday. Do want to say again, nothing major is expected with this, but certainly the fact that we've seen such warm temperatures as of late, and now we're going to be talking about some snow chances, not the best, but at least we don't expect anything major here. Maybe a quick dusting in some areas, especially in northeastern parts of mid-Michigan. That's kind of a better opportunity at seeing some of that. But I do want to show you rainfall totals, because with the system that's moving through today, many areas will pick up more than a half inch of rainfall, maybe up to an inch in some spots. So it is going to be a very nice soaking rain. We actually need the rain, believe it or not. We are in abnormally dry conditions, so.
Well, without all the snow, without
all the snow,
thought we might get during this winter, but nope.
Yeah, no snow on the ground at all.
No.
Nice soaking rain for us. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have like a backyard that sometimes gets water in it because of the rain. You're probably going to see that here with the system. I do want to show you the weekend forecast, because it is going to be trending colder. Temperatures only in the 40s tomorrow, 30s on Sunday. Both days are going to be pretty windy too, so it's going to make it feel even colder than that. Sunday, the winds are going to be the strongest. We could have wind gusts on Sunday close to 40 miles per hour.
Oh.
So it is going to be a very windy day. So those wind chill readings on Sunday are likely going to be in the 20s. So it is going to be a cold weekend. You can also see my little icon right here. Don't forget that this is the beginning of daylight saving time this weekend. Not savings, saving.
Right, no S at the end.
And so that means we have to change our clocks ahead 1 hour. You do lose an hour of sleep this weekend, but it does mean that we see later sunsets, which a lot of people will take, but it also means the sunrise will be a tad later there on Sunday as well. So don't forget to change your clocks ahead. I know a lot of things are automated these days. But temperatures are going to be cooling down on Sunday, with highs getting back up into the 50s and 60s next week. So the cold doesn't last long, and then we warm up in a big way Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Does look like by the following weekend, which by the way, the following weekend is St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yeah, it is.
So any people that have plans to celebrate the holiday safely, I hope. We have temperatures that'll be in the 40s and 50s by then. Does look a little bit colder. A couple of years ago, it wasn't last year, was it? Or maybe the year before? Oh gosh, what year was that?
I don't know. They all.
It was not last year, it was the year before. It was 70 degrees on St. Patrick's Day, I remember, because I was wearing shorts.
I don't
This
know how
year,
you like know all the differences between the years. I know that's part of the job, but it's like, wow.
I'm really
I feel like
good.
it all blends together.
I'm really good with numbers.
Oh yes, that's good.
So
There you go.
that kind of helps too. So I kind of just remember those little things sometimes. But either way you look at it, there could be a system around too next weekend too. Not this weekend, next weekend. That could bring us some rain, maybe some snow showers with that as well. So I've been mentioning, if you've been watching these the past couple of days, that longer range models into the middle part of the month does look a little bit colder than where we've been, but we are getting into spring. So that's kind of what we can expect with those ups and downs.
All right, yeah. I know April showers bring May flowers, but it looks like we're getting some of those showers here in March. It kind of just feels like every seasonal month has like moved up a month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been weird.
And reasons for that too. And one of the things too, that if you have any plants that have already starting to bloom, we do have to be concerned about some freezing temperatures coming over the weekend, lows in the 20s. So that's something to keep in mind. Luckily, we haven't seen a significant amount of that. Thankfully, we haven't.
Yeah.
But
really
that
take an
is
impact.
that is something to keep in mind too.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Colton. And with that, because we may get some flurries, this weekend. This is why we still have some of those little icons up on there.
Yeah, we're not done with the snow, I don't think. I'm not saying we'll see anything major, but we're not done. If we don't see it this weekend, there's other opportunities moving forward. Typically, our last snow comes in April, so it's March.
Yes.
And still early March, technically, so we still have some time here to keep an eye on things. But download the News 10 First Alert Weather app. We'll keep you updated throughout all types of weather that we're going to be seeing. And if today's rain, you can also see radar in there, so you can track the rain yourself if you wanted to. So it's a very useful thing, and it's free in the Google Play and App Store.
All right. Well, thank you, Colton. We'll see you at 3 o'clock on Studio 10.
Sounds good.
Okay, and Studio 10 gets started here in just under 40 minutes. You will see Colton then. Here's what's coming up today on First at 4. Of course, we still have those cold temperatures. You're probably not thinking about heading into the water, or if you have a boat, hopping on, bring your boat out into the water yet. However, the Grand Ledge Area District Library, they're not putting on this event, but they're hosting it at the library, and it's a boating course. So before we get into boating season, when we do get the warmer temperatures, warmer weather, we want to make sure that you have the knowledge on staying safe in the water and operating a boat. And it's not just for your safety, but other people's safety as well. So knowing what to do when you're getting out on the water, and what to do when there's other people around you. So a lot of safety talk coming up on Mid-Michigan Matters today with this boating course. And if you're interested in taking this boating course, we'll tell you how you can do that coming up today on Mid-Michigan Matters, of course, starting at first at 4. Coming up, News 10 at 5. We just heard Colton warning you about daylight saving time happening this Sunday, which means Saturday you need to spring forward with your clock and actually put your clock an hour ahead, so that way when Sunday comes, it will automatically be good to go. Of course, if you have an automated device like an iPhone or some of those other automated technology devices, then it'll automatically change it for you. So no need to worry with those, but say you want to change the time on your microwave, in your car, on your oven, or even if you wear a little watch that needs to manually be changed, make sure to do that so you're not, in a different time. But with that, coming up on News 10 at 5, Aaron Bowling is talking about a daylight saving time elimination bill. So a lot of people going back and forth like tug of war, whether or not to still have daylight saving time, or have it the hour ahead, and then in the fall, of course, we fall back an hour, trying to see if we just keep it one time the entire year. So that is what Aaron will be talking about and giving us more clarity coming up on News 10 at 5. News 10 at 5:30, there's a school's rule with Justin Kent, so you can look forward to what's going on in the area. And then News 10 at 6, Riley Connell is on a story on Lansing trash issue. So trash is on the streets. They're the company not picking up the trash that the residents are putting out to be collected. So Riley Connell is going to have more coming up News 10 at 6 to see why the trash is not being picked up for residents. That is what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news today. I do want to give you a live look outside this time. over Delta Township because, as you heard Colton talking, it's going to be very rainy throughout the entire day. So if you are heading out on the roadways, make sure you're being safe with any puddles that may be out there, or if you need to grab an umbrella because you're going to be walking through the parking lot, make sure to do that as well so you're staying dry. Otherwise, you're seeing all of the raindrops falling onto our camera right there in Delta Township, and it's looking very wet out on the roadways too. So make sure to download the First Alert Weather app, stay up to date with everything that is in the forecast today, but it's basically going to be looking like this all day and even into the early morning hours tomorrow, so late overnight and then fading away. But of course, you can tune in at 3 o'clock to see what Colton Cichoracki has coming up more in the First Alert forecast and tracking the latest with that big storm. We do have Tanaya Jordan sharing what she has coming up today, News 10 at 5:30, so we're going to hear from her. Tanaya.
Hi, Taylor. New technologies like artificial intelligence are impacting job duties and the entire workforce. By next year, millions of jobs are estimated to be displaced because of technology. I'm here at MSU to get in on their discussion on this changing landscape. I'll have more details today at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Tanaya, talking more about the different technologies at Michigan State University, and she's going to learn more and tell us more again at News 10 at 5:30 today. Something else I want to show before we head off the desk is our You're Not Alone mental health series, doing this all year long here on News 10. And with that, you can hear from mental health care professionals on the signs and symptoms to look out for. You know, sometimes you may be in a mood, maybe this rain has you feeling in a mood. But if it extends for a longer period of time and you're feeling down, depressed, anxious, any of those feelings or emotions for an extended period of time, there are resources out there for you so that you can seek a mental health care professional. So all you have to do is pull out your camera. You're going to scan that QR code and just go on your camera, tap on that QR code through your screen, and then you're going to click on the link that pops up, and that'll bring you to WILX.com, our website, showing you the different resources around mid-Michigan. And they're not all the resources, we just have a handful of them up there per county, but still a great way to be guided toward a mental health care professional who can better understand you and guide you through your mental health journey. And then also hearing from community members on their own journey and things that they're facing, because we call it the You're Not Alone mental health series. You're not alone because other people have faced this too. And you may not go through the exact same experience. We're all different, but they may have gone through something similar and can understand where you're going through. So again, know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you. And all you have to do is scan that QR code. Of course, we're going to have more of these stories, not just the guidance resources up on this QR code. We're going to be having a lot more of those stories coming up on Mid-Michigan Matters throughout the months. You're going to be hearing from several different reporters, anchors here at News 10, talking with those community members on their own journey. And if you are a community member who is sharing that story, thank you for your bravery, your vulnerability, and being able to open up. I know that's not easy. It's hard to be real and authentic with your emotions and not just feeling it yourself, but sharing it with others. That can be scary, but thank you for being brave and helping others and showing them that they're not alone. So thank you. I will give another live look outside, this one over Michigan State University. And students, if they are walking out there, I'm sure they have the umbrellas. Maybe they're driving their cars around or taking the bus. But yes, very wet on Michigan State University's campus as well. So just make sure if you're out on the roadways, you're watching out for any little puddles out there, but it looks like it's pretty good outside right now. Other than that, download the First Alert Weather app for any changes in the forecast. You heard Colton saying you can get your radar, your temperatures, your hour by hour, and of course the video updates from our meteorologists as well. That way, if you want to better understand what they're talking about, that is a good way to do so. And of course, we have very animated meteorologists. They do such a great job giving the forecast. They like to make it fun too and informative, of course. So download the First Alert Weather app. You can not only do the Follow Me feature to get a more accurate update on your specific location, you can also do the traffic alert update. So I know there's a lot of construction going around in Michigan that is picking up, and of course starting next week as well, and then going throughout the entire year. So if you want any of those traffic alert updates, you can get that off the First Alert Weather app as well. That is what we have coming up today on News 10. Studio 10 gets started here in exactly half an hour, followed by First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. So stay dry, enjoy this rainy day, maybe watch a movie, get some popcorn going. Again, happy International Women's Day. Maybe watch an empowering movie about women, do some learning over there, or you can tune in to News 10 all day long. Have a great Friday and a great weekend, everyone.